Well, finally it's here, the long-awaited, anticipated arrival of the 2023 Solterra from Subaru. I've been excited to see this vehicle. I want you guys to take a look with me. Come on, let's take a peek. I gotta tell you, if first impressions are anything, I'm impressed. I love the exterior design of the vehicle, definitely updated and futuristic. When you look at this vehicle from the front, no grille. Because it's electric, we don't need to cool anything down, but they do have some cooling positions down here for the engine and battery when needed. It is equipped with 2 electrified engines. The idea behind that is you're gonna get great control all the time with the all-wheel drive systems with Subaru. Come around to the side, I tell you what I think is really cool is they have this muted black design, which really gives some distinctive look to the vehicle, even right onto their, well, I would say gas cap, but this is now electric cap. With Subaru on the electrical portion of it, it's just a push button opening, and I like the fact that this is metal and not plastic. It just gives it a bit better feel. 3 options to charge your vehicle. 120 volt, which takes somewhere between 15 and 25 hours to charge. That's your regular plug-in. Stage 2 charging, you put your house, gives you charging overnight in about 8 hours. And then the quick charge, which you can see most of the stations are going to give you an ability to charge up to 80% within under an hour. So if you have any anxiety for distance charging, this is pretty good to have, knowing that you can get some good distance out of this car. This car is rated for around 350 kilometers. On a daily commute, you'd have to be doing about 40,000 kilometers per year to have it as an issue for you. So any type of daily commuting, or 200-300 kilometers a day, this is a perfect vehicle to fit your needs. All right, the exciting part, getting inside this vehicle. Let's take a seat. I gotta tell you, I feel like an airline pilot. It almost feels like a cockpit to an airplane. It is very inviting. The steering wheel is a little thicker, but very, very comfortable. I find it might be a tad smaller than most cars, but I actually like that feel for turning and driving, controlling. It has a long trunk here, which gives it a bit different look. But I think the reason they did that, they tried to avoid the heads-up displays. The problem with that is they drain a lot of power. So Subaru's come up with their own design here, and that display gives you all the functions you're looking for in a vehicle, and you're designed to look over top of the steering wheel into that display button. It's pretty intuitive. Black piano finishing, this material cloth inside is different, and it's just a clean look. One of the things is a pet peeve for me is buttons. I like to click a button, and with this car you get all that. Very, very high-end buttons, everything's on a click. When we start this car, it started. I have to get used to not having an engine. I'm going, what's going on? So it's just a click of a button and it lets you know that you're ready to roll. In terms of storage compartments, one of the things you're going to find there is no glove box. That gives more leg room, but there's all sorts of space in this vehicle. You have a movable armrest, which I like. Storage compartment here also underneath. And then you have storage as well here for books, driver's license, ownerships, whatever you need to do. We have a 12.3-inch screen. I don't think my first computer was that big. Displays are great. The speed, you click a button and the reaction time is fantastic. Standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is amazing, and you have an automatic charger here. You don't need to click your phone in. It'll automatically connect to the car and charge your phone at the same time. Again, as well as your fully heated steering wheel and heated seats. I do like the perforation here, so this gives you perforation for cool seating in the summertime. Normal heating systems in vehicles draw lots of power. Subaru has a heat pump design system in this vehicle, which draws less power than conventional heating systems and will go to temperatures well below anything you're going to experience in Canada. I always like to check to make sure that we can get car seats in no problem. So as I've tested before, a rear-facing tall seat has no problem fitting in this vehicle. Let's take a seat in the back and see how the space looks. Now again, I'm not maybe the tallest guy in the world, but lots of headroom, all sorts of legroom here. Cup holders, nice. They build the cup holders right into the armrest. Also has dual reclining seats in the back. You can notch them back about 2 to 4 degrees for more comfort on long trips. Very impressive. If you look, what's kind of neat, they actually have what's called a spoiler. The design reasons is it actually draws the wind down and off the back of the car to give you more aerodynamics, again, to give you better distance on the electric vehicle. 2-piece rear tail light that wraps around from front to side. Good looking hatch, long distance, just has a good feel and good design looks when looking at that vehicle. You definitely know this is something new. One thing I've noticed, and you're always concerned about, is space. There's actually quite a bit of space to fit your luggage in. They give you storage space underneath, which can fit your cords right in the vehicle. You have a 60-40 split in the rear, so if you need longer capacity and more space, you can fold down the seats and it'll give you the room you're looking for. And I'll tell you the other thing I like about these units. A lot of the new electric vehicles, they have a hump up top, so you can't get flat cargo in. Subaru's managed to keep it level. One of the things I like to do when I'm looking at vehicles, I call it the sleeping test. Now, I'm not going to do it today, but I've actually laid in there. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but I could definitely sleep in there if there's any emergency situation. So hopefully that's something you won't have to do. Let's talk about some of the safety features. This car is on Subaru's global platform system. The vehicles are about 7% more rigid than previous generations, which gives you more strength. These vehicles here, not that you ever want to happen, but will take an impact on a full-size truck at 60 miles an hour, and you're going to walk out of this vehicle. If you look here up top, Subaru has their award-winning eyesight systems. This system here is doing front view camera, traffic, and monitoring all the time. At any time it senses you're not going to brake in time, this vehicle is going to brake for you and avoid any accidents. Reverse automatic braking as well. So again, small child behind you, pylons, it's going to stop any sort of mishaps or accidents coming along that way. Okay, now for the test drive, let's get rolling here. So here we are driving the all-new 2023 Solterra. I got to tell you, it is very comfortable. It handles the bumps amazingly. Cornering on this vehicle, it almost feels like a sports car. It's very level, very flat, very little rollover in a vehicle of this size and weight. Good distance between the passenger and the driver, so you're not feeling cramped in this unit. I would say the size kind of falls somewhere in between a Forester and an Outback. So it's kind of that middle space. One of the things that are really neat about this vehicle is they have what's called a regenerative braking system. As you're braking, it actually regenerates the battery to give you more distance. These paddle shifts here can operate what type of braking system you want. So you can add more braking or less. So all you need to do is drive with your gas pedal and not actually use the brakes. So as you're driving and you let off the gas, the vehicle brakes and starts to charge up your car. So for those people with any anxiety over distance, this definitely helps you out quite a bit. And right now I'm using that braking system. So the car is actually slowing down on its own. It is, again, a little bit of weird sensation, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty cool. Now, the speed, 215 horsepower. But I'll tell you something, 0 to 100 in 6.5 seconds, this thing's got lots of passing power. It is instant. I love that. There's no lag. It gives you the power. You want to pass someone, you have all the confidence in the world that you're going to zip by them. You might even want to race some of those sports guys. Not to say you're going to do it, but you might be tempted. You're going to whip by this car right now. Hopefully you don't get a speeding ticket. But that acceleration is amazing. And quiet. It's equipped with blind spot monitoring, lane departure. If you come off the lane, it'll bring you back into the center of the lane. Adaptive cruise control, which is a great feature. When you're on cruise, it'll speed up and slow down on its own, so you can focus on your driving. One thing Subaru's done is they have what's called the new X mode. And the new X mode, if you're over any sort of rough terrain, it'll actually keep the speed and the control of the car by individually controlling each wheel on its own base. These are technologies that come with Subaru, and anybody who's owned Subaru will appreciate those capabilities. If you're going any sort of journey, off the road, backpacking, these are the vehicles you want to have. So here we are, the most important part, the pricing. We have 3 different trim levels on the Solterra. The entry model starts at $52,295 and goes all the way up to $62,895 for the luxury technology packages. My name is John Ellenson. I've been at Whitby Subaru for nearly 14 years, and it's a national privilege to be able to show you these vehicles and sell Subarus. Hope you come to see us here and come for a test drive. Remember, electrify your journey with the 2023 Solterra.